Recording is good. I just hope people can see my screen here. Webinar. Okay, what was they trying to do? All right. So I got my demo account on, my $1 million demo account. Okay, so for those who are new and they don't know what the name of the simulator is, it's called MT4 Trading Simulator Pro. This is what it's called. If you Google this, you're gonna it's gonna show you, it's gonna give you the link and you can download it. It's $50. You can download it for $50. And yeah. And someone is messaging me saying they can't get in. Man, people need to just go to my profile and click the link in my profile, and they can just get in. It's that simple, but apparently it's not that simple. So let's see here. Again, random page generator. One of my most used websites on Saturdays. Okay, questions. That's what I did, straight. Yeah, straight to my Instagram, and there we go. Okay, so let's do. Anthony, mate, Anthony. Oh, Anthony has his kids again, his beautiful children. Okay, everyone's muted. Steph Wicks is here. Let's see here, Ken James. Demiano is unmuted. Wait. Okay. Hi, this is Hem from Australia. It's midnight here. Hey, Hem, how's it going? Hope it's going good. Thanks for the web. Yeah, man, no problem. Anytime. Anytime is good to crush all the Forex myths out there, because I know there are a lot of Forex myths out there. So, I get a lot of inquiries about like courses and whatnot. I mean, what we do every weekend is what we do in the live market every week. Like it's not that hard. Like it's just selling support. No, selling resistance, buying support, and using EMAs as confluences. So that's what we're going to show today. How we go about that. So okay, so 1st February, and then we're going to go to, let's do till April. Yeah, April's fine. No link for webinar. Oh, this guy didn't give a link. Okay, I'm just making sure everyone gets links here. So all the groups are good to go. Oh, this is missing. The Forex family. There you go. Chasers, there you go. Hey, what's up? Yeah, okay. All right, perfect. So we're gonna do, okay, 1st February 2016, 31st April 2017. Let's total of 5. Yeah, let's do 5. We're gonna start with let's start with Monday. We're gonna do Mondays because they say don't trade Mondays, so we're gonna trade Mondays. We're gonna do what they don't want us to do. So can we get these? What? Why? No date generated? February, April. Oh, April didn't have 31 days. 30 days. See, I'm not the brightest person. Okay. All right, so we got these 3 dates here. Let's see. March, October, November, June. Let's do no. Let's do. I think we've done these. I think. Do it again. October. The elections were in October, right? This is what, January? 16 January. August. Yeah, let's do August. 8 August 2016. Okay, guys, if you have music playing, just like, please mute yourself. Okay, fuck it. I'll mute myself. Okay, Wakar is unmuted. Shafiq is unmuted. Okay. So if anyone needs unmuting, just let me know in the chat. Or actually just DM me on WhatsApp. Okay, 8 August. Let's go to August 8. Monday. Oh man, okay. August 8th till 13th. USDJPY and start with 10,000.
Are you doing 10,000 to 7 figures?
10,000 to 7 figures, mate.
Let's go.
That's exactly what we're going to do today. 10K to a milli. All right. 8 August. Man, I'm so excited. I'm so pumped. Like, this week was insane.
This week was too good.
Yeah, it was too aggressive.
It was simulation week this week.
Oh, seriously.
You traded the news, you traded consolidation. You did everything.
Caught all the news from the tents, you know. Oh, nice. We got all time frames. Pause. So we get DMAs. And then insert. Okay, so anyone wondering how to do this? It's actually pretty simple. You just go to File, open offline, and then you're going to get this box here, and then you can open multiple charts. So 1 hour. And open 4 hour. Emails, and then 1 hour, 4 hour. Let's open 5 minute too. Hey, Wakar, can you put our our Instagram tags? And
yeah,
because
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, yeah, because when I okay, because when I try to do it, it just like blanks out my screen.
Hang on, let me try it.
Yeah, I thought that was you. Yo.
No, I'm not like that. I'm not like that.
That's probably Kieran. Okay, so let's look at 4 hour here. So we have support right over here. And then we have some sort of resistance right over here. Oh, hey, Shafiq. Shafiq, are you muted?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Man, your voice is so soothing, like, damn.
Thank you. I just woke up, so that I got that sleepy voice.
You just woke up. Same for margin one time.
Man, I've
Full margin. let's do full margin because I woke up.
We're doing 10K to 7 figures.
10K to 7 figures. Okay, so looks like we broke resistance over here.
No, I think we're still in, and I think we're gonna go down.
Is this market open?
Yeah. This is Monday.
Monday is market open, so
yeah. So it's
a gap up, right?
Yeah. No, and Sunday is the market open.
No. Broker it's Monday.
Yeah. Oh.
See, that's 5 August, and there's no 6, 7 either over there. So that's the market open on Monday.
Yeah. So it's like a Monday thing.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna. It should fill this gap there.
Okay, but isn't Monday bullish for GJ? Yeah, see, I think it broke resistance over here, and I don't think it's gonna fill the gap. It just might retest the resistance and go up maybe. Plus the 1 hour EMAs did cross.
Let's see. So 10K with stop loss. I'm gonna use like 5. 5. All right. Let's see what it does when it comes to here. Comes to this area here. Because if it's gonna go up, it should
retest the resistance or support.
Yeah, it should come down to resistance.
Yeah, or should like do something like that.
Yeah.
All right. Yo, okay. Slow down. All right. Let's go 5 minutes.
Like if this candle doesn't, like if it doesn't close below the wick of previous one, I think we're going up.
Right here, right?
Like no, like see the previous open candle, the wick.
Yeah.
Like if it goes below that wick, we might fill the gap. If it doesn't,
okay.
Then I think we're going up because that's a higher low on the 1 minute.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Over here, and then let's see here. I'm just trying to see how far, if it goes up, how far can it go? So we are at this support type thing.
Yeah. I think it's going up.
Yeah, it looks like it's going up.
I'm just gonna wait for it to like come down a little bit more. Oh shit. Okay. All right, so we we have buys here now. We have committed to buys here.
Let's go.
Yeah, we've committed to buys here because what I see here is that EMAs are being respected in this area.
Yep.
Yeah.
On the 5 minute right over here.
So you didn't even go below the first wick over there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's just creating a little support as well.
Yeah, there's support, we have resistance, so we're good for buys.
And we're in profits.
Yeah, we're in profits, and then this wick is going to get filled or something.
You should do.
Let's look at 1 hour. 4 hour. Yeah, I mean, if we're going up, 4 hour sure looks like it bounced from support over here.
Yeah, that big bull candle on the 4 hour, that looks good.
Which one? This one? Yeah.
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 And the next one was probably something to catch the breath or something.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
liquidity.
Yeah. Another up.
So let's see here. 1 hour we have over here, and then this could be another wick here. Do you guys look at 30-minute or no?
No,
Not at all.
never. I hardly ever look at it.
I just use 15, 5, 1, 1 hour, and 4 hour.
Oh, okay. So you can get easy 20 pips here in this range. Okay, so this 1 hour is going to close. This is the last 15-minute candle of this 1 hour.
Yeah.
Okay, so questions. Oh, people are saying that they can only hear me.
Here?
Yeah, no, on GoToWebinar.
GoToWebinar.
Interesting. And okay, so the guys on GoToWebinar, I'm gonna post a link. I'm gonna post a link here, and there are 40 more spaces left on GoToWebinar. So it's going to be first come first serve basis for 40 people.
This will be fun.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to post the link right now.
It's okay, all the e-bars will go to Kevin.
Yeah. Okay, sent.
It's all right, pick them all and only Zoom people.
Yeah. Who's that? Who was that?
Mohammed. This is Mohammed.
Hey, bro, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay, why you have not considered resistance below your marked resistance? No, because this is like, what I say is like wicks. like I take profits on like wicks. So when I see this wick over here, I know, okay, like we're gonna go up to this wick. So that's why. What do you look at when you draw your zones? Basically, I look at this point here, resistance, and support. I think this is a good support here now. Yeah, it's a good support here.
Yeah, that's solid.
That's a good support. So I think when it comes down to support, you should take more buys because you take buys at support. And plus we have still more margin, man. We have a lot of margin. Okay, so 1 hour closed. 1 hour closed like this. This is interesting the way 1 hour closed.
Yeah, a doji.
Yeah, so let's see here. Swick. Okay. Oh, look, it's respecting this EMA right over here.
It should just bounce back up.
Because EMAs don't work, you know?
They never will.
They never work.
Rakil, do you think it's gonna fill the gap?
No, because I think price has found support right over here. Because, well, the way I treat gaps is, I treat gaps as in support resistance, right? So if you had resistance in this area and it gapped up, that means price broke resistance and went up, right? So now it's just normal for price to come down to retest the broken resistance and then just move up. Which you see right here, right? Like price was down and then it gapped up right here. So it broke resistance. And then it came back down to retest the broken resistance turned support. So now it's just going up. Beautiful.
The more touches to support resistance level, you trust more in that level of 5%? No. The more it touches support and resistance, the weaker it gets.
Yeah.
There's no more orders left over there, so.
Oh, okay.
Someone asked that question.
Please repeat once again as voice broke up.
The more it touches support and resistance, the weaker it gets, because support and resistance basically is a pocket for orders. When it goes to a support or resistance, buy orders or sell orders, they get filled. So that's why price reverses. And the more it touches, the less orders there are. So there's less chances of being reversed again. Loses momentum, I think, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. All right. What time is this? This is 1 hour after market open. Any reason why you buy many one and how can I say it? The reason I bought too many ones is because to diverse my risk. That's such a common question, man. Like everyone asks that. Such a common question. Why do you buy too many?
Like, why do you open multiple positions?
Yeah, such a common question.
Yeah, that's a.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, they confuse opening multiple positions with like, because it looks good on the screen to have multiple lines. They don't know that, you know, if you open multiple like 0.01 lots, it's just gonna, you know, mess your take profit opportunity. It's
Yeah.
volatile.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like.
Oh, beautiful.
Car, on the other hand, he doesn't have any other choice but to use all of his order.
Man, I can't draw shit. Oh, beautiful. This was actually a great example of broke resistance and retest support and go up.
And EMAs as well.
And oh man, okay, hold on.
No short it.
Take profits now?
No, one second.
Wait for the candle close.
Like, it did
It should come back
this
though.
week.
I'm just trying to see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna close these ones here. Close these here and then wait for candle to close.
How about a short?
No, not right now.
No.
Okay, so one sec here. Yeah, I'm gonna close these. Times this. Okay, last 15 minutes. This is the last 15 minutes. Oh man, where are you going, DJ? Three plus.
3 plus ouch or 3
Oh,
touch?
3 touch.
It means the trend line free touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's low volume at the market open.
Yeah, it's low volume market open.
Yeah, but with low volume, all that happens is it either ranges or follows one direction.
Rakil, if this candle closes bearish, take some buys.
I kind of want to sell.
Like, we'd sell, like, look at it. It's at resistance, right?
Yeah.
So if this closes bearish, it means it might make a double top till the resistance. I'm not saying to, you know, just take buy so you can go further up. I think if it closes bearish, it might retest the bull candle close over there. Yeah.
Actually, I think it's gonna touch it the fourth time, then it's gonna go up hard.
Okay, maybe, but on the 1 minute, it's probably gonna make a. Did you take sells?
Yeah, I took sells. Because it's at resistance, right? So at resistance, it's just proper, I think, to take sells.
Yeah, I think it's gonna come back to that EMA at the previous chart we opened.
What does the 5 minute look like?
Oh yeah, I forgot about 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, we're coming back.
We're coming back.
I think it's gonna touch this EMA.
And what price is this? Okay, around here. Okay, I bet 430. I'm gonna close at 430. Can't hear EMA, don't work.
Bullshit.
Oh, Zoom is full right now. Okay, so price got rejected from resistance on the 15 minute. If it creates like a wick range, the next candle is going to fill this wick range and continue down. So let's see. And you know, the big difference between live and simulation is that you can't fast forward and you just gotta wait.
Yeah, that makes it difficult.
Like GJ on Friday, you know, like when it was consolidating.
That's painful.
I was just wishing, I wish I could fast forward this consolidation.
Yeah, that consolidation made me fall asleep, literally.
Yeah, painful.
Rakil, I think you should close your cells and
full margin.
Can you pause it for a minute?
Okay.
All right, so I think you should close these cells, open buys, because like we got rejected from the resistance, right?
Yeah.
Like it's only logical that we retest that. Like on the 1 minute, it looked like a double top. Then if it goes to touch the resistance, see, like it's already got a bull candle on this 5 minute. Like we might fill that top wick, then we'll go down. Take big cells over there.
It's hit the EMA as well.
Because what I'm thinking is that Asian Open is going to happen in like 1 hour, right? Like in 45 minutes. So we bounced from support, and if it comes down, it's going back up at Asian Open.
So, like, how many candles are left? 15-minute candles for the Asian Open?
3.
3 candles. I don't think in 3 candles is going to fill that bottom resistance or support you got there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. See, I don't think it's going to go down there in 3 candles. But
it's already hit
come on.
and the 5 minute
now
too.
take some cells. Rakil, this is the time to take cells.
You're right.
Yeah, because it's gonna make a double top on the 1 minute.
Yeah.
Know? Now we're gonna see a reversal.
Yeah, you're right. Like if it wanted to go down, it wouldn't go down in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's just gonna retest the support, broken support or rejected support, or, you know.
Yeah, you're right.
Take cells, more cells.
Okay. 5 pip stops. I don't think we're gonna get to 1 million, man.
It's okay, profit is profit.
Yeah, profit's profit. We're still in profits, so it's all good.
I don't think it's going to drop too much.
Yeah, we're going down. We are going down in this now. I think we're going down to like not here, like maybe.
Yeah, I
like
think it's gonna go down to here.
Over here?
Yeah, because see the market opens at a resistance.
Yeah.
Like market opens at either resistance or support. So if it goes down, it's gonna go down to here.
Oh shit! There we go.
It's gonna move from zone to zone.
Okay.
I would close now. Like
close.
Yeah, that's where I close, man. Zone to zone.
Who's that?
I wait
Alex?
for this part.
It's Damiano.
Oh, Damiano.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, Damiano. We're waiting for you, Damiano. Oh man, these guys on GoToWebinar, they can't hear anyone except me.
How?
Oh, let's. Oh, wait. 1 sec.
Oh shit!
Okay, how about now? Okay, now they can hear you. Okay, perfect. Holy fuck. Okay, man. I'm gonna mute everybody. Everyone is muted. Everyone is muted. I'm going to unmute Bakar. Bakar is unmuted. Shafiq's unmuted.
Rest in peace, headphone users.
And Demiano is unmuted. Okay, perfect. Yeah, like what happened was I had headphones on, you know, so that's why.
So, Demiano,
Yeah.
like, why do you think it's gonna, you know, like you're gonna take profit over here?
Because if you see that price created a minor zone right there,
Yeah.
so that's a resistance, right?
Uh-huh.
Now price is coming back to touch the resistance, which is going to be a last kiss. So it's going to turn to support.
Yeah,
That's
but
why I would take profit there.
like this is why like my take profit is around here, because this neckline of the double top over here, like how many pips like this area is, I think it's gonna go down that much further down. So that's why, you know, I said the
I always have it there, like that Rakil pointed.
oh, okay, that's fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
All right.
So what is this? 338. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. So on the 5-minute, this is like a zone.
Yeah. It's same on the 15-minute. If you look, if you do a box, exactly like that.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. So let's go ahead.
Yeah, exactly, like a base, David.
Okay, so Asian Open is going to open in like 15 minutes. Let's see here. Kevin Facts.
And I don't know if you guys checked like Ashcan webinar, but that bull candle on the 15-minute is like an FDR.
FTR?
So it has filled buy orders. That's why it's so big.
Oh.
So it's good to keep an eye on that also.
You know, to be honest, I have no idea how that FTR thing works.
It's just, you look for huge candles because they have filled orders in. Like, that's it. It's going to retrace like 50-60% and then it's going to push up.
Oh, we should have taken buys.
Yeah, I should have taken buys.
Yeah, it was at the base.
Like, what is it doing?
But let's see how this 15-minute closes. It might go down a bit more.
Oh, man. In the last 1 minute, look at that.
It pulled the USD ZAR move over there.
Yeah, USD ZAR move. Okay.
How many pips do you have now?
Right now, we are up like almost 40%.
Yeah. Okay, that's perfect. Let's see how we react to the green zone now that you plotted. And then we might take buys for the Asian Open.
Yeah, like Asian is open right now.
And the 1 hour and 4 hour is looking how?
1 hour is like this. And 4 hour is like this.
Wait, so Tokyo already open?
Yeah.
Rakil, did we touch that wick on the 4 hour to the left?
No, we're still, like 4 hour, we're still, like my bias for 4 hour is still up because we are above.
Yeah, exactly. We have base. Yeah,
we're above resistance here.
Yeah.
So this candle formation makes much more sense to me than this mess over here.
Yeah.
You know, so I think Kevin Facts, what Kevin says is if price is moving towards support or resistance, take the opposite trades. Like that's what.
Yeah. If it doesn't break support, take buys.
Yeah.
Wait, so hold up. So this is the Tokyo Open candle.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, this is what I was talking about the other day. If the candle hasn't touched support or resistance, it's gonna go to the nearest support. If it's going down, it's gonna go to the nearest support and go up.
Yeah.
So it hasn't
so
touched
this would be a
resistance
buy.
yet. Like it's gonna come down here, then it's gonna go up. So let's just wait for let's just wait for this candle.
Like I always take buys at that when price hits the green area,
Yeah, I would have taken
because the
buys.
stop is so small. It's like 3 pip. You don't even have to wait for a confirmation because you know it created a base. Like as you can see, it's like quick pips.
Let's say it's quick pips.
Those were some really good picks.
And overall, the structure is still up though. So
Come on, GJ, come down. Someone has their mic too close to the speaker.
I'll mute myself. Maybe it's me.
No, it's not you, because it was happening before you spoke.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, it's not. It's not breaking support.
No, it's going up.
It's not going
We
to.
just need better entries on it.
If this closes bearish, it's going down to test support again. Okay.
Take buys here. Take buys. Take buys.
Like a lion. Like a lion.
Lion. Like a hot knife through butter, it took out your stop loss over there.
Yeah, like a hot knife. But like the thing is, like if you have small stops and you go full margin, you don't hurt yourself that much.
Yeah, and you just keep on buying. Like if your analysis
And the
is correct,
thing is, you're buying at a base. The
Yeah,
probability is super high that it's gonna go up.
yeah. See, the previous candle didn't even close below the EMAs.
Yeah, look at 5 minute here.
Yeah. Oh, look, it looks amazing. Yeah, we're gonna go back up to the previous resistance. Easy.
That's a nice rejection too.
So we have Asia open right now, right?
Yeah, this is the Asian Open candle.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks good.
Yeah.
That does look good. It looks super beautiful.
Look at that base.
Oh man, yeah.
It's like the roadmap I sent out like yesterday.
Oh yeah,
That
was pretty good.
Yeah.
it blew my
I
mind.
saved that.
It's the same thing we're doing now.
Oh shit. That is nice.
Oh, go now. This is gonna go up. I kind of want to close it like.
Rakil, update your take your resistance a bit higher to the wicks. Yeah, I think we're gonna fill those wicks.
It's gonna fill.
It's gonna get to that top range.
I'll probably
Yeah.
close at 600.
No, since it's Asian, it's just it's just gonna go in between ranges. So like I think those wicks gonna get filled and reverse, down, buys, up, sells.
Yeah, what's the next zone we plotted? It's on the 4-hour, right?
It's yeah.
Yeah.
So over here, like this wick got filled. Okay, this is what I tell when I tell these guys here. Like it bounced from support and it created a wick range. Now wick ranges that normally mean that price is going to continue, and that's what happened. Price continued. It's moved up. So quite honestly, I want to close right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the top of the range.
Hi, Uncle Ted here.
Hey,
Uncle Ted.
how's it going?
Uncle Raja
Hey,
Banks. The what I was going to say, because I just jumped in. Sorry, I was out at Home Depot. What I was going to say too is, if you're aware of the wick ranges, what also coincides with good wick ranges, as I realized too, is the ending of major candles. What I find is you'll have a push, like what you guys are talking about, like Rakil was saying, to go to a certain level. Usually that coincides with like just about 6 minutes or like 7 minutes before the end of a major 4-hour candle or an hour candle. You'll see that last burst, and then it'll pull back hard. Or you get the opposite effect. So when you jump into the smaller time frames, you can start to see that happening. You'll start to see a little bit of a pullback, and then you'll see one burst, and then it'll just pull right back down again. So if you're watching in real time, that can help you aid to decide if you're closing or not. Because sometimes in the 4-hour, it'll start pulling back in the last 15 minutes. It'll start pulling back to get like a new higher high set up, basically. Well, not that, but what I'm saying is it exhausts price to get momentum then to push price further in the next 4-hour. Or you'll find that the next 4-hour candle takes like 30 minutes or 45 minutes, and it retraces, and then it starts again because it creates the major wick for that 4-hour candle.
everyone was silent.
Yeah, it's like God just stepped into the
Yeah,
ring.
yeah.
Well, no, it's just it's understanding like the holistic view of the market
Yeah,
and
but that
realizing
is
what
100% true. Yeah.
So this is this is like the last 30 minutes of the 4-hour.
right. So that's when I start watching really closely to see how those like candles are moving, like the 15-minute, the 5-minute, the 1 minute. I'm looking for hints to see if institutions like this price or they want to pull back down, because like what I wrote in my document in the Holy Grail is I talk about understanding that most likely wicks will be filled with momentum, but it might take like an hour or two to come back to that price level. So you as a trader can make the determination and say, okay, I can exit now, have a pullback, and jump back in. So I basically exit at the best possible price at this point. So like similar to what you were saying, Rakil, is exit now, wait for a pullback, enter in on retracements, and then start all over again. So basically what you're doing is you're double dipping the same position, because you've maxed out the first position, and then you pull back and you double dip because you know that that position is going to return to that price level in the next 2 hours or so, instead of getting caught in a retracement for 2 hours and holding that position knowing the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now I get it. I get it. So like it's the same way that now if these wicks they had to be filled, like this made a move to fill these wicks, but it failed. So now it's going to retrace.
Right.
And, like that McDonald's arc thing, like boom.
Right, because it's gonna have to reload. So if you think of the 4-hour candle as, or like whatever time frame you're working on, within that time span, right? Because like people always say, well, is the daily wick going to get filled? Of course, the daily wick's going to get filled if there's momentum, but how long is that going to take? And have we tapped the first price level? Because essentially, like we always talk about, a wick is just a price level that has been tapped. We're going to have to come back to that price level. So if you are smart, you can exit at the top part of that price level. Now, once again, it's a probability issue, right? So you're looking at it from a probability standpoint and you're saying, okay, there is a chance that it could probably go higher. But in my experience, how many times have I seen it pull back for the next 15 or 30 minutes and then go back? So having that experience and understanding, hey, we just tapped that wick level. So like where you have your resistance, we just basically almost tapped that wick range. Like there was a price level there. We know we're going to pull back probably at the end of that candle, because we'll jump into the 1 minute and the 5 minute and examine what's happening in those smaller time frames, because you can start to see the 1 minute or start pulling down. Like it's no longer consolidating to push up, but you have like that price zone that was tapped in the 1 minute a few times, and then it starts to drop. You don't notice that right away in the 5 minute or 15 minute because obviously the candles are larger. But if you start to recognize in the smaller time frames, then you'll start to realize, hey, we're creating lower highs and we're dropping down a bit to then fill back up. That then corresponds with the portion of the session that you're in, right? So normally what we look at is Asian push, London push, New York push. There always has to be a pullback because orders have flooded the market at that push, and now we're resetting. So everything's coming back down to normal levels just to go back further higher, right? So you're basically collecting orders to go back again in a higher range.
Yeah, that's why we create patterns like bear flags in bull markets and stuff like that.
Yeah. So if you do that and you time it with the candle closing, whether it's a 4-hour or an hourly candle or even a 15-minute candle, like those are the candles I really watch, I can predict, you know, like at say Asian Open at 7:45, I can start taking entries knowing that there's a push coming for 8 p.m., right?
Yeah.
Where people are entering at 8 p.m. for that push, you can start to see that push forming. It's almost like a tsunami. You can start seeing it from a mile away. Yeah. And if you get on the right side of it, you're already in really deep. And that's when people get stuck because they do the Asian push, right? So everyone jumps in on the Asian push and says, holy fuck, I'm going to make like $1 million today. But what happens is that Asian push could be only like 50 or 100 pips within 2 minutes. But by the time you get your order in at the 8 o'clock candle, you know, spread, if you get in a market execution, you know, you might get some slippage. You lose like 50 pips or 40 pips. So now that major push is only like 60 pips. And then you as a trader turn around and say, oh, I didn't get enough pips. I need to hold it. And that's where you see that whole pullback for the first hour. And then at 9 p.m. and at 10 p.m., that's where we start to see that push to go in the right direction. But by that time, you're already stuck. But if you had looked at like 7:45, 7:30, you would already see the orders going through, flooding the market, already pushing in that direction. The 8 p.m. was like the floodgate to open the push, and then it resets all the time.
Mm. Yeah. So okay. Yeah. That's so like it all coincides with the market opens and stuff.
Yeah. And also your major 4-hour candles and your major 1-hour candles, right? You can start to see, like, as the markets start to flip over. Like, if you look at the New York session at 7 a.m., right? 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., what's happening there? The market is confused because you're crossing over now into the New York session at 8 a.m. So you have a lot of movement, but it doesn't stop the market from giving you those pushes that you want in the direction that you need, or it pulls all the way back to give you a better entry, and then 8 a.m. then the market just slams in one direction, and you're like, okay, good.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm.
Yeah, like I mean, people have to back test the whole session that they're trading. If you back test the whole session you're trading, if you're trading London, if you do the London session, the full 8-hour session, you will see a pattern. Not saying price will go up in a certain direction at a certain time, but you'll see pushes, whether it's a bear push or a bull push at certain times of those sessions. So you can take advantage of that, knowing that, okay, like as example, New York session, I know at 9 o'clock, we're going to have a huge push, and then we're going to have a pullback all the way to the 9:30 open, which is the New York Stock Exchange. We see that every day. So you know that if you get out by 8:45 a.m. on like a New York session, chances are you probably got the best price for the next hour or so.
Yeah, you really
because it's going to pull all the way.
You really have them by the balls, like the New York Open and stuff.
Yeah. So it's if you apply the same logic to the London session, and you understand sort of what's happening in the London session, like what you guys are working on right here, or the Asian session, you'll be able to see the same thing, where you'll see, okay, we have this pullback, we know that we're going to get a correction here, or on any chance if we don't, we know that we're going to drive through and we're going to hammer like new lows or new highs based on that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's what happens like in the London too. Like if you can get a premium price on London, it just goes, like it continues to trend till like before New York opens.
Correct. Yeah, because normally the London high or low, I noticed throughout the week, will then be the top position that you have for the rest of the week in term, or like for the rest of that session. So like sometimes if I wake up and I'll trade at like 5 a.m. Eastern, I'll get a really good position on gold in like this week. Say for example, like in a buy position with gold this week, if I wake up at like 5:30, 6 o'clock, I don't even care what the market looks like, because I know that London has created like probably a really good entry already, and we're not going to have much of a pullback in the North American session. And this week, because the market's trended really well, even if you looked on like yesterday morning, right? So if you say, for example, yesterday was Friday, so we pushed huge on gold and USDJPY. If you had taken a position at any point before 6 a.m. Eastern time, like if you were sleeping and you woke up and you were going to trade New York session, if you took a position at 5 a.m., 4 a.m., or 6 a.m. Eastern time, you would have found that you would have had premium price the whole way through.
Oh, yeah.
So just imagine when you do a London Open at 3 a.m., what are you getting? You're getting a huge premium price. But the problem is people don't want to hold drawdowns because they're stacking or they're doing like a full margin. So you have to manage your trades accordingly. But if you turn around and you say, okay, I'm going to lower my margin and I'm going to, you know, take my equity and manage my trades better, you can hold them a lot longer. Like Artem holds his trades for like 3 weeks, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, we're okay.
Crazy.
Yeah. But if you guys are doing full margin, you know that you can get pushes every 15 or every 30 minutes almost. You can like triple your account or quadruple your account in like 2 hours.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Man, this guy just took the spotlight from everybody.
Sorry.
Let's go home.
Sorry.
He gave everybody some real advice now.
I'm going back on mute. I go back into my cave.
Thank you so much, Ted.
No problem.
2 people are saying they love Ted.
Everybody loves Ted.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's not love, Ted.
No, but I mean, you know what? You guys understand the pushes. It's also correlating the time. So now you have like exactly where you put your resistance level. If you look, it was how many candles before we tap that again, right? So you have opportunity to go in there 3 or 4 times, knowing that you're going to go back to that level. So that's like that's like the next level thinking, right? So this is when you take your analysis, and this is what I've been working on for the last 3 weeks in my laboratory, is if I know that a wick is going to get filled, and I tap that price level, instead of saying, okay, I'm done for the day, I'm going to enter back in where we pull back and ride that retracement. So I'll take a drawdown, knowing that we're going to go back to that price level within momentum, and we're going to probably push through that level. So now I've double dipped that initial position where sometimes I would just close and it'd be like, oh, I don't care, whatever, you know, the market went further down. So now what I've done is I'm readjusting my thinking to say, okay, how much further down do I think it'll make based on where I am in the session? So say, for example, in the New York session, which I trade, if I'm done by 7:30 or 8 o'clock because I got my percentage gain, I'm like, holy shit, there's probably still a lot more room in the market for it to move. Because, you know, on average, say the New York session, gold moves about $5 or $6. You'll see that over in a longer time frame. Like if you look over like a back test of 6 months, on average, every day, gold moves about anywhere between $3 to $7, pretty much. Yeah. But it doesn't go to $7 like the whole, it doesn't go to $7 within like 20 minutes. It takes the entire day. So within that, there's a lot of ranges. There's a lot of intricacies in terms of the timing of the candles. But if I know at 7:30, we've already moved $2, I know probability based on what I've back tested and based on my experience that we probably have another $2 or $3 in this session to move, right? Whether we're going to go up or we're going to go down, we're going to move another $2 or so. So I know that there's still $2 worth of movement out there. I just have to determine how I'm going to get that at that point.
Yeah, I think like if you have like a nice range, the main like the biggest battle is like how are you gonna like get those small pips from that range, like
right, exactly, and it's exactly what you do, Rakil. You basically have such a tight stop that you're exploiting the market in that regard, right? Because like when I see you trade, you basically say, okay, I am maybe 70% sure that the market's going to move in this direction, but there's a 30% chance that it's going to move the opposite way because you're in a shorter time frame, depending on what the market's looking like, whatever variables there are. So what you've done is you've basically said, okay, I'm going to basically take a gamble. I'm going to use like a short stop loss because if I get stopped, I know I wasn't in the right direction. But if I'm right, I'm going to max out that position.
Yeah.
And because you don't have to be right 100% of the time, you can be wrong 6 times, but your 7th time will make up for all the wrong, and you'll still profit overall for the day.
Exactly. Like, here's what I do too. Like, I saw this range. Okay, we have resistance, support. This range is like what? 26 pips.
Yeah.
So if I can have like a small stop loss, like 5 pips, I can get like 20 pips easy.
For sure. And even if you want to, even if you don't get a perfect entry, you can still grab 15 pips. And if you grab 15 pips on 10 positions, you're basically at like 150 pips. You've done a huge gain. And I mean, here's the thing: people will turn around and say, well, risk management is off there. You're not. I wouldn't say it's off. So I think people have to understand the difference between poor risk management and smart risk management. So poor risk management being, I'm just trading and I have a 1% per trade. Like I'm just taking 1% of my account per trade, and that's what I'm doing. But then I'm not aware of the overall sentiment of the market. I'm not aware of the intricacies. Here's smart risk management, because you know that this happens enough times, and this is my trading style, that I can take a few hits. Like I can lose 3 or 4 or 5% of my account in one day doing this, knowing that overall in the next 3 days, I'll probably gain 35 or 40% of my account. The problem is new traders will look at this and say, well, if I stack 10 positions in this range, I'm going to double my account. But the thing is, they don't understand that it doesn't always happen that way.
Yeah, no. No, that's true.
Right? Because you played off that range perfectly, right? So you topped off at that resistance level, which we know we're probably going to push up against again. And then, you know what, you take sells, close at support, and then you know what, you can reload again buys and ride it up again to resistance.
Yeah, so right now, I'm just going to wait for the 1 hour candle to close.
Yeah, and what you can do is, as you're waiting for the 1 hour to close, if you drop into like the 5 minute and the 1 minute candles, you can start to see what's going to start happening, right? So you can see in the 5 minute candles what we're doing, right? So 5 minute looks like we may come up to like, maybe there's a price level that we may tap, but more than likely now we're starting to consolidate because the candles are starting to come the same. So now it's okay, where are we going, or what are we doing? So more than likely at the 5 minute level, you're looking at potentially a breakout coming just before the end of the hour.
Yeah, so like if you look at 5 minute, okay, so what I'm seeing is like it went down, so it started to go up to come down again. But if you look at that on the one hour, it's the same thing as, okay, like we got rejected from resistance, made a wick range, so now it might like fill this wick range.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it will fill the wick range. See, with the Asian session, what happens is the range gets smaller, but like till it goes to London. So if we have one range over here, like more than likely, it's just gonna keep on going down till this. Like then we're gonna have this range, and in London we're gonna get a breakout to either upside or downside. Doesn't matter.
Correct.
So I think we should take more sells over here.
Yeah, 100%.
Can you draw another resistance over here, Akil? Support or resistance over here?
Right here? Okay.
Yeah. Like we're just gonna scalp like 5 to 10 pips.
1 hour wick fill. Actually, like, you know what? I'm just gonna aim till right here.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Like here, like to the 14 EMA, you know, like not that far.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like this area.
Okay. But like, yeah, like wick ranges, it really changed the game for me ever since I discovered that when I was high, and I was like, okay, perfect.
Yeah, and I think you're good at that, Rakil, because you also understand that there's a potential that if we tap that wick range, if we don't fill it, you have to also be aware that maybe that's the best price that you're going to get.
Yeah.
So you're agile in that. And I think a lot of traders are not agile enough. And this is, I mean, watching the simulations are good to see, because there's some instances where we tap a zone and we never go back to it again to the highest level. So you have to be cognizant of the fact that once we tap that zone, that might be the zone tap that it needs, that we're not going to get the top price level. That you have to be aware of that. And that's what when I try and talk to people and say, you know, like, if it's the same thing, support and resistance is so subjective, so are zones. If we map out a zone and you highlight a zone area, even if that's the smallest wick taps that liquidity pool, that could mean a total push back the other way. So people have to be cognizant of that, and you know, really working on the time frames as you're actively managing your trades allows you to see that. And that's the reason why, like, a lot of times you see, like, you know, like, you obviously don't have many losses, I don't have many losses. It's because as soon as I see that, it's like, okay, I need to eject. I'm not going to hold it to see that I was right. I'm going to just eject. And if I'm wrong, I'm okay with that as well, because I didn't lose the trade. It's just, I'm aware that most times this could possibly happen. So if I start to see something that I've seen previously in terms of wicks getting rejected and, you know, exhaustion, then I'm willing to exit. Like, I'm okay with that. Like, I'm not too concerned about having a perfect exit or a perfect entry at that point.
Yeah, no, that's right. So, like, I think it's really important to know when you're wrong and to just exit. It's like, just like leave it.
Yeah, it's super important to understand that, but it's important to understand really probability. And, you know, like, when we map out charts, and we always talk about this together, it's like, what's the probability of us going to this price level based on this specific time frame? Like, are we going to move like 1,000 pips in an hour? Maybe, probably not. But maybe over 2 days, we probably will. So you have to be willing to accept the fact there's going to be exhaustion and rejection, and then a pullback, and then a push further down. It happens all the time. It's just the way the market exhausts. If people understand the way the market moves, price has to go to a certain level. People are going to say, I'm happy with that price, I'm leaving. That pushes the price the opposite way, because now we've rejected that price level. Other people will then enter the market at that price again and say, okay, I want to ride this price down again, and then exit. So that's why, like, when I talk to people and people are saying, well, I'm getting stopped out, you know, I thought this was going down, I'm asking them, what time of the market were you entering? Were you entering right at like a support level or right at a resistance level? Like, why were you not waiting for more confirmation? It's like people entering the North American session at like 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. Eastern time. As far as I'm concerned, you're already late to the game. Like, there's been so much movement already. Like, why take that percentage? It's the same thing with the London session. If you're not in between 3 and 5 a.m., why even bother?
Yeah,
you missed it.
Exactly.
Like, you have to dedicate yourself to those specific times. If you're going to trade London session, you're up at 2 a.m. or, you know, you're like, whatever, 8 a.m. London time. Like, you're prepping your charts already. Like, you're not showing up right when the market opens and saying, okay, well, what do I do? You're too late. And that's what a lot of people have to realize when they're trading is, you know, like, you do these simulators and you show people, but it's like, people have to be aware of when the market opens. You just can't show up to work 5 minutes before the session starts. You got to put in the time before that and understand that if you wake up late, you're fucked.
Yeah. No, that's very simple. That's just true. Like, it happens like when there are like big moves, and like guys who miss those moves, they try to force a trade, and I say, like, man, like, the moves is done. Just like wait now, just like fuck off, you know, like, the move is done. Sorry you missed it. And it's just frustrating.
You want to take some bites here, Rakim?
No, not right. I see, man, like, if someone can remove these drawings, these lines, these beautiful lines, I appreciate it, but I don't draw trend lines on this big.
How many pips is that?
This is 100 pips.
Like you can open what 5 pip stop loss and take a 100 pip buy. Want to take that trade?
Yeah, okay, let's do that. Let's do it.
Is Wakar dead?
No, I was answering the questions.
I just read the chat. I was like, I made you lose your voice. I was like, what the fuck?
You come in, you drop knowledge, everybody just stops.
Well, it's just because I have a different way of thinking about things, and I'm always trying to like anticipate the idea of like, you know, not only candles but times, and there's a lot of coincidences in the market, and I think because Forex is unregulated and it's international and worldwide, there's a lot of collusion. You see it all the time. I mean, I watch when price goes to a certain level and when it pulls back, it's like, really? There has to be discussion going on. There has to be communication between institutional traders, because there's no way that price just stops on that dime and then reverses. Like there's method in the madness. And I mean, if you can understand that, I mean, people are like, well, market manipulation is wrong. Market manipulation is great. If you know what the manipulation is, you ride the same thing. If someone's robbing the store and they've already broken into it and you need a loaf of bread, go take the bread too. You think you're going to get caught if there's already 100 people stealing shit from the store? You might as well take advantage. I mean, I'm the first one in there. If someone's jacking cars at the BMW dealership and they're like, oh, here's some keys, I'm like, all right, cool, see you later.
Hey, who drew this line, this annoying red line? Someone remove this line. Whoever drew this red line. It's just fucking annoying. Oh man. I can't even remove this line. Because whose ever analysis this is just wrong analysis. This is just wrong. 100%. No, that space is not going to get filled. Like, just remove this line, man. This is wrong analysis. Like, look at 4 hour. How the fuck do you think it's going to go down? Like, look at this. It's going to go up. It's going to go touch this. This right over here.
Rakim, can you move your resistance a bit higher at the base of at this candle?
Yeah, like because the base of that candle.
Yeah, like if it reaches like how many pips is like how many pips do we have? Oh my goodness, who the hell? Like how many pips would it be? Like 5 pips above that line resistance.
5 pips above this line is going to be 5 pips.
No, like how far would it be?
Yeah, well, what I'm thinking is like, okay, so this, I'm just waiting for this 1 hour to close because I know 1 hour before London Open, there's like a lot of liquidity.
Yeah.
So,
This is what, the last hour before London Open?
No. This is the second hour. So what I'm thinking here is like, okay, if we have resistance here on the 1 hour, which is also resistance over here on like right around this area here, right? Like here, and it's also on the 15 minutes. So if we close at this resistance, we're pushing down. Like,
yeah.
For this 1 hour to close.
Yeah, see, like it just gets narrower the more we go towards the end of the session. See, if we took a sell over here, like if we take a sell over here, like we're gonna go and bounce off here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna keep on doing this. Maybe an hour before London, we create a new range, and then at London it's gonna break both of these ranges and it's gonna trend. Like, see, right now you can take sells here if you want. Yeah.
Right. Okay, wait, hold on. Yeah. seems good. It seems good.
Like, take profits back at the bottom of this green zone.
No, then I'm gonna wait for the next 1 hour. Like I'm not gonna take profits early.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, be good. Like whose line is this, man? Can someone remove this? Like when I go to
I swear it's not me.
yeah, yo, just try.
I swear.
Just try removing it because I can't. My screen goes white.
But who is drawing this trend line? Like, it's not correct. So
Yeah,
Somebody who's blind.
I think that's Kieran.
you want to help people do it correct, man.
Yeah. It's Kieran, so I'm gonna remove Kieran. Okay, Kieran. No,
Bye bye.
it's not Kieran. It's not Kieran. All right, so 30 minutes left. Fast forward this.
I drew that green line.
Yeah, that makes more sense to me because we have resistance here as well. How do you deal with fakes? I don't allow fakes in my life. The same thing as the fake out. You have a stop loss for fake people and for fake trades. So this is why I have a stop loss. If it fakes me out, it stops me out. Forex family live session. Nice. So this is the last 15-minute candle. Okay, so this is the next 1 hour candle. This is the 1 hour before London Open. And
Yeah, we're gonna break out of this range. If it last hour before London Open, we're gonna break out of this range. Hopefully to the downside.
doesn't 1 hour doesn't look too good to me to go down, to be honest.
Yeah.
It'll probably go down a little bit, but I'm staying bulls.
It just looks like it's going to go up, but
I still think we're gonna go to that 4-hour resistance you plotted in the beginning,
right here,
like up range. I don't know. Is this the 4-hour?
this is
No, this is the 15-minute. Go to the 4-hour.
4 hour. Yeah, this is 4 hour right here.
Yeah, I think we're gonna tap that above blue line that you have on the wick to the left.
No.
But 4
And then
hour
we
over
might
there.
Yeah, 4 hour be going down, man. Like 4 hour.
4 hour looks down. Look at that
Yeah, 4 hour looks down.
pin bar.
Yeah, it looks down. It's gonna go down. It's gonna go down. So 5 minutes. We're still in this range.
Oh, that's gonna push down.
Yeah, we're still in
Yeah.
this violation range.
I mean, you can just have a support and resistance draw now, and
Yeah.
wait for the push to either direction.
Yeah. This
The
is,
London Open, baby.
no, this is 1 hour before London Open.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, it's 8:30.
Okay, so we made a lower low and then come on. Come on. Push down. Push. Once it breaks this support, we are going down.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I did not expect that from you, Ted.
Those are your keys.
Yeah, exactly. So it came down, consolidated. Like from 10 till 1 a.m., it's all like dead market, like saggy tips after London closed, you know? Like you get saggy tips. So just tapping the support here.
Yeah, we're going down.
This is the first 15 minutes. Okay, fill this big range. This is perfect. This is exactly what happened on GT on Friday. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. So, okay, this will be higher. Yeah, yeah, exactly. From zone to zone.
That was me. Yay.
Yeah.
I'm learning. This will probably be, it's here and here. Those are your zones.
I'm going to close at your upper zone area, like around 220.
I think you should close on okay.
You got space.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna get a lot of consolidation over here till the
Yes.
Correct.
London Open.
Till London
Yeah.
Open.
Yeah, correct. I always laugh when people are so shocked about like how this is possible. It's like it's just doing the same thing over and over again.
Like we've done this so many times.
It's remarkable. I mean, I think people have to change their way of thinking in terms of what's possible and what's not possible. And it's hard. I think, I mean, I'll talk a little bit about psychology as you guys are charting out, but you have to understand that the markets don't care that you have 500 bucks or $1,000 or 100 bucks or like 100,000. You know, at the end of the day, it's billions of dollars that are moving the market. And it's not your 100 grand or even your 10 million or 20 million. It's none of that. It's basically the market moving.
Yeah, the market really doesn't give a shit about your like $10, or even if you have 10 million, it doesn't care.
It doesn't care, and I think people, I think if people stop equating the money and they start equating the process, and all new traders that are on this webinar right now, or anyone who's joined from Instagram, if you get away from the dollar value, and everyone says, oh, it's hard. It's not hard, because when you go to work, nobody tells you how much you're getting paid for that hour in terms of, well, you know, if you're at a desk job or you're in construction, if you lift that piece of wood, you're getting paid $5. You get paid hourly, right? So how do you equate the job you do to the hourly rate? So this is the same thing. When you trade Forex, you can't say that, well, that person made 10 million today or 5 million or 100,000. That's impossible. It's not, because they're equating the process to the dollar value that they have. So if you were to do the same thing over the next 2 years, every day, like, you know, once a day or whatever it is for the next 2 years, you would get to that dollar value too. And you have to understand that it's the process that you learn, and it's exactly what's happening here. I mean, you guys are at what, 65,000? I don't know what you started at because I was out. What, $1,000 again? 10,000. Yeah. So here at this point, you've made basically $50,000 without effort. Like there hasn't been a situation here where you've panicked. You understand the structure, you understand what you're going for, but more importantly, you have a plan. You know, based on what you're doing, that this is what's going to happen here, this is what should happen here with probability. There's no exact science. Nobody's saying that this is going to have to happen. But if you can do that as a trader, and if you can map out the time that you're going to trade and how you're going to trade and the pair you're going to trade, there's no reason why you can't replicate this. And there's been hundreds of people that have replicated this. The market doesn't care. You know what's going to happen, and I believe that this is going to happen in the next 10 years. as people get smarter with Forex because of all the tools that are available, as people are working with each other and the basics of the internet, they're going to remove the account minimums because they're going to realize that it's no longer 90% of traders are losing. It'll probably go down to 80% of traders are losing. So we're going to gain 10% of profitable traders. And what that's going to do is that's going to start to skew the market because now we're working in groups. Like I would tend to think that in the last 10 years, there hasn't been many people that have been this organized. In the last couple years, it's been really, really organized in terms of people are on a mission to break the market, and we're breaking it. And I think when I started 2 years ago, I knew that this would happen. I knew in 2 years from now that my 10 lots that I was doing on my Instagram account, which people were saying it was demo, and I couldn't understand that was just the tip of the iceberg. That I was doing such a small fraction of what would come down the road, because there would be people that are younger, that are faster, that are smarter than me, that would exploit this system even more. And I mean system in the terms of just replication, being able to look at and identify what's happening in the market and exploit that part of the market. And as we continue and as it grows and, as Wicks don't lie, Rakil gives more information, as more mentors appear and give more information, there's going to be more people attacking the market at this level of confidence. And to see someone make 10 million in a day is going to become normal. It's going to be like, yeah, that person has worked for the last 2 years. I don't expect them to make anything less.
So this is London Open right now.
That's good enough. Take more buys. Okay, full margin. We're going up. See, this was what I was talking about the other day. Look at this. The candle didn't close at the support, but it left a doji. So London Open is going to just go down to the nearest support, and it's going to go up.
Okay, someone's asking me, what do you use to keep multiple orders? I just hit buy or sell multiple times, and multiple orders magically appear in front of him. But yeah, like if this London goes up, we are going up. We are going up. I wish I could remove these bullshit lines someone drew here.
Yeah, we are in an uptrend market, like if we zoom out. So
Isn't there like a remove all? Aren't you like the master presenter?
Yeah, Ashkan said there's a remove all.
Someone do this on Zoom. Someone drew this on Zoom, and I think they left.
Oh, are you on GoTo?
Yeah, I'm on GoTo and on Zoom.
Ashkan said you can clear all.
Yeah, but this is drawn on Zoom, and I can't remove them from Zoom. Oh, actually, I can. Fuck.
We're gonna discover it now.
Oh, there you go. I've been cursing for so long.
Rakil, I think he means depth of market. The guy who asked, how do you keep multiple trades?
Oh, no idea. Oh, I don't know, I have a stop loss. Maybe that's what he's wondering.
now he's saying, how do you open multiple positions? Just click on buy multiple times.
Yeah, just click.
Yeah, just click.
Yeah, so now we're going to fly up.
Yeah, we are going up.
Yeah.
This,
I would assume you're going to tap this. That's where you're going.
Go to the 4 hours and zoom out. Find out new price levels.
4 hour, I have resistance at this wick here, at 134.
Yeah.
134.
Makes sense.
134.
Yeah, that looks like it's gonna.
That's a nice range to fill.
I think 134 is.
But can you go zoom out a little bit more?
A little bit more. Oh, look right over here. Right over here, this wick.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
see,
They're
this.
champ. You're not fucking getting that far.
No, there's been a lot of consolidation over here. We're gonna get a 1,000 pip move.
Yeah, no, we're going to this zone here for sure.
All right. Good luck.
This one here. Well, it's not gonna go over here, but it's gonna go up there. You know, like.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm just being an ass. That's all.
Right to this wick. Tip of these wicks. All right. Let's go right.
And you zoom in. You zoom in. Rakil, if it breaks this resistance, this place, wait for it to come back down, retest, then take more buys.
Yeah, like a retest of this zone here. If you look at 5 minutes.
Yeah, if
Should push up. So this is the second 15-minute candle.
Yeah. So that'll fill the candle right beside it.
Yes.
see, look at these wicks. These are on uptrend wicks on 1 minute. Like,
Yeah, because your bottom
just
wicks
going
are
up,
higher
up,
lows.
up.
Right here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pending breakout. That's what you're looking for. More than likely, you're looking at breakout and you're looking at this level here. That's where you're going. Right? If it breaks out, it'll crash through this point here.
Okay, someone's asking me, how do you know if the breakout at resistance wasn't a fake? So this breakout, it wasn't a fake because you see these candles, they never closed above this price range. Like they all closed below, they had these wicks. So that kind of gave me confidence. If it does break out, you have a stop.
These wick levels are like precursors. They're like a movie, the beginning of the movie, and it goes there for a second, and you're like, why did it go there? And then when you start to see the move happen, you're like, that's the reason why I went there, because that's where price will return. What type of movies? Horror movies.
This is what GJ did on Friday. It just consolidated the first hour and then it just went flying up. Friday was such an annoying day to trade.
Yeah, so there, we tap resistance and now we're going.
Boom shakalaka, bye bye.
Yeah, but we called it like 15 seconds ago. Like it's just, it's automatic now. Like when you train your eyes, you see the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get your pet to do it for you. How do you open multiple positions? Trolling chats are fun.
Yeah, we're going up into this zone here.
Correct. At what's your overall goal for this trade, though?
For account, it's 1 million.
Yeah, that's the aim, 10K to 1 million in
For
this
the
week.
trade,
It says nothing.
it's probably one.
Rakil, can you go back to the 15-minute?
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
All right, take full margin buys here. Empty your margin right
No,
now.
we can't.
Why not?
Already full margin.
yeah, because I would have said close at that small wick range. I was on the 15. I was about to say close to that resistance level because you're gonna have a pullback. Who's that? Aladdin or Sammy? Who else is here?
Which?
Who just said full margin buys?
Me. Shafiq.
Who's that?
That's me.
Who?
Shafiq.
Oh, Spear. Okay. Sorry, you guys all. Oh, sorry. No offense. You guys all sound the same. Hey, I'm white. Okay, you guys can say the same thing about me. You sound like Sammy, so I was like, "Is that Sammy telling us how to do this?" I'm like,
Holy shit.
Nah, GJ is my bae. I know how it moves.
okay, all right, good. As long as someone knows what's going on here.
Where's TJ, man?
TJ sleeping. That guy made like 60 million this week. What did he make up for? I'd have someone coming to bring me breakfast in the morning if I made that much in a week.
But hey, you know he's brown, so we don't let that shit done to us. These brown people don't have those sort of luxuries. Okay, I'm going to take profit from this.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There's so many brown people doing forex. Like, I don't understand. Like, like you guys are all geniuses. Like, there's no white people. There's barely any white people that do forex. All the like multi-gajillionaires are brown people. Like, it's like I brought the brown people to the saviors.
Brownies.
Like, I like butter chicken and all that curry stuff, so I'm good. I'm all right. I'll eat with you guys. I'm good.
As long as you're not vegan, everybody's happy.
Vegan. Fuck that shit. I eat the animals that eat the lettuce.
Man, this is just consolidation there in this range.
Yeah, it is. You're not going to break that previous resistance level. It's just going to consolidate again.
But, okay, so is this the part that you were talking about? Like, before market opens, you get a price?
Yeah.
Or like, okay.
Yeah. See, you grab that price, and now it's just going to do its thing throughout the whole entire market. But because you were in there previously, you're okay. Because what happens is people would have taken buys at that in like sort of the initial pushes, like right now, and they would start getting stopped out because it's going to keep testing those price levels, right?
Take more buys, Ricky, here. Take more buys. We're going to get an EMA across to the upside.
Yep.
Oh, what are the emails saying? One second.
I'm waiting for the 5 minute to cross, and if it crosses, it'll go in that direction.
We're breaking out of this place.
Yeah.
So now, see, like at this point, I'm watching. Where am I? Sorry, let me get my keys. I'm watching this area here. This is what I'm watching. Oh fuck, it's gone. But whatever.
Okay, yeah, this area.
Yeah, sorry. Let me try. Yeah, like I'm watching this area here, right? That's what I'm looking at, and because this is your secondary area, you've already tapped into that secondary area, so you're watching that area push through, and what'll happen is you're gonna have where is this piece of shit? You're gonna have this tap here. It's gonna go here, and then it's gonna do that more than likely. But if you get to this point, that's where I'm like I'm happy, or even over here, I'm happy with my trade at that point. Right, because these for me, this section over here, that's traffic. Like that's what I'm looking at is like, if I get to that point, I'm happy. Like because I've traded for the day essentially.
Yeah, that's true.
And like you can almost see that you're almost in that area too.
Yeah, that's why I lowered down my thing here.
Yeah. Once you get to that point, and you can see it's starting to struggle. Like I guarantee if you dropped into the smaller frame, see like right here, I'd be getting ready to just close everything.
Yeah,
like,
close all here, okay.
Close all here. Yeah, I'm happy with that position. Like if it taps one more time, like right over here, I'm done. I'm good. Because I see all this as problem. Like I don't want to gamble here. Like if it goes past that, great. But why? Like you've already done everything. Like this wick will probably fill, and then you close. Oh, you missed it.
No.
Yeah, I would have closed it just at the top.
Yeah,
This
1 hour
just started.
Yeah, but you don't have confirmation that we're going to continue moving up because you have when you look left. That's what I was looking at. Like I knew the 1 hour was stopping, and now you have indecision, right?
Looks like we break out of this support, resistance and it's coming back to retest. Like,
But then
if it goes back like 7 to 8 pips, take more buys here. No problem. Like, if it goes around this area, take more buys.
No problem.
sorry, don't listen to me. I don't fucking know what's going on.
like wait for it to, you know, just go down a little bit, because that's the new, I think that's the new 4 hour. Yeah, this is the new 4 hour.
Oh,
yeah, it's a major wick forming. That's right.
Yeah, we are up on 4 hour and on 1 hour.
It's just more buys. These are buying opportunities over here.
And this is how you make $1 million a day. Yeah, more buys. Just more. More. Don't worry.
Yeah.
More. More.
Yeah, not a problem. See, this is the third touch on the lower time frame. See, look at that uptrend.
Yeah, you're right.
Closed above the EMAs, not a problem.
Not a problem.
No, he's actually right. Like it closed above 50.
Of course he's right. I'm not disputing that. It's just so fucking insane.
Yeah. Not a problem. Let's go.
I still think this is your key. Like this point over here is your key, and this point here.
Yeah.
Those are your keys. Like once you get there, I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable exiting. Now, Shaf, what do you think? Are you exiting at that point, or are you pushing through that zone?
No problem. Hold it.
Like I hold the bottom entries, but once it goes over there, I think it's gonna just go up a little bit, then retest, then go up to the top resistance.
Okay, I see.
Because here's what I think. Now, this is our full range right here, right? And this is that big fucking consolidation we have. So if 1 hour broke out of this consolidation, it has to like come to retest.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you go back to that screen, what I'd be looking at, if you go back, I'd be looking at this area over here, right? So like I would say, because you had this huge wick down here and you have this upper wick here, I'm saying that you're going to that price level here, and then you'll probably go back and then push further, right? Like that's what I would be looking at from a long-term strategy. I don't know in terms of like a daily, or you know, like how much of a push would you get, right? Yeah, more than likely a wick fill, but I mean, you don't know how long that's going to take to get there, because that's a huge move, right? So that's why I'm looking at each price level, saying, okay, where's the closest fill?
You're right. That's a big ass move.
Rakil, can you go back to the 15-minute?
Yeah, see, like it's testing this range here. It broke out, retest, and then things gonna go up. But
can you go to the 15? Do you have the 15-minute chart open?
yeah, bro, let's look. Look right here.
Oh, my screen is frozen. Crap.
I don't think we're gonna get to 1 million on this.
Oh, that's unfortunate. We're not going to get to 1 million. Oh well. just another 200% day. Oh well.
We started with 10K. We're at 122.
Yeah, exactly. So how much have you made?
I guess it'll pass.
1,200%.
You know, if okay.
Oh, that's good. I'd probably have closed by now.
No, 1 hour is gonna okay at this tip.
You're like that. You're like when we go out to drink. Okay, I'll be out. Okay, one more drink, guys. Okay, one more. You got to stick to a plan. One more drink, guys. One more. Okay, one more bottle. One more bottle.
Yeah, I would have closed there.
Yeah, I close here too. Like I'd be done. I'd be like, nah.
It's
No,
near
wait.
that range.
The 1 hour, 1 hour is about to cross.
Yeah, but it's gonna come back down before it goes up again.
That's what I mean, right? Like that. It's opportunity cost. Like I mean, you can.
Take the top ones out.
Yeah, take top ones out and leave the bottom ones run.
Yeah, put them at break even or something.
Even take the top ones and move them to the previous. Take the top ones out and move the bottom ones, the stop losses up to where the top ones are.
Right there.
Yeah.
Right.
You can close all that.
Okay.
Can you slow down the simulator time?
It's
The way, yeah. Let's see how it
What
moves.
are you doing, man? It stopped thing.
He broke the simulator.
Oh shit.
Okay, so I'm gonna close the bottom ones. No, I'm gonna close
No, top ones.
top
Close the top ones.
And
Now let's wait for this candle to close.
actually, like you know what? Let's just trade on the 4 hour, and let's see if it goes to this area. If it does, then you know we had a good webinar.
Like
It
we
should
have
go
that
there.
target.
What are you? 2 hours into the hour? Into the 4 hour?
Yeah, like this is I think 6 a.m.
Okay, yeah. So once you get to like 6:45, start looking at start closing, because then that means you only have like an hour and a bit before the new 4 hour candle, and there's probably going to be a pullback.
Yeah. Okay.
But that more than likely will match up with the zone that you looked at in the 4 hour. So you should be okay. You might get like a wick. You're going to get like that mini tap of a wick, and then it's going to pull back. So if you get to that zone, as soon as it taps it, you should close. You'll probably be okay.
Yeah, you know what? Like at this point, I just want to close everything.
Well, you always can. There's no one stopping you.
Yeah, I'm gonna close everything.
No. Don't do that.
Right there.
Oh, hey, it's closed.
Made money. Let's go back.
Oh my goodness.
All right, let's see if it goes up. Do you want to bet money if it goes all the way to that zone?
Yeah.
No. Like I was
Yeah,
gonna
let's
wait
bet
for
some
this
gamble
candle
money on
close.
this.
Well, I
Ricky,
think-
can you? Yeah, just clear the screen with all these little lines here.
Yo.
Yeah, see, because we tapped all the way back down to that previous support level too, right? So like, I just hate watching us go to like a maximum and then it pulls all the way back again. You're like, fuck.
Yeah. See, like this big bull candle didn't have any top wick, so I would
Right.
have closed over there.
Yeah.
Now it is just I think it's gonna come back to retest the EMAs. I
Yes.
take more buys there.
Right, but what
agree.
we're saying is Rakil closes and profits. Now you take more buys and then you ride it back up again, right?
Yeah.
So you've locked in profits. You've opened up more equity, so that now you can go hard, because that's
Exactly.
essentially creating a new zone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So 50 lots.
Move. Okay, that's the support over there as well. So this zone, in between this zone, I take more buys.
Because, like, you know what, like, if it's trending up, this is the same time where London is going to consolidate before New York opens. And when New York opens, there's a further push in the trend direction.
That's
Yeah.
your zone.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a big move at the New York candle, the 4-hour candle of New York. The GJ.
this looks like a truck. You know?
Yes.
It's like a mini truck.
That's right. I was driving the truck. This is the Brinks truck. You get the tap here, the tap over here.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it matches up. And then you're like, okay, where's the new zone? It's right there.
Okay, so this is 1:45. So 8 a.m. is 15.
Yes.
Okay. And 9 a.m.
16.
Okay. I still think we're gonna go to 130.
Yeah, definitely, that's a definite cause.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Like we broke out of this resistance, coming back to like retest whatever.
Yeah, we're gonna retest that zone
Yeah.
and just keep on pushing up to the green area upstairs.
Yeah. 4 hours gonna leave a wick range, and the next is just gonna.
Right. The 9 a.m. is probably going to push up
Yeah.
the 9 a.m. candle.
This-
Because you're at 7 o'clock right now. Or 6 o'clock, sorry. Yeah, so 6 o'clock, there's going to be nothing happening right now. 6 o'clock is going to be dead.
Yeah.
So you just let that hang out. And then 7 a.m., there's going to be a push. So and then 8 o'clock, there's going to be a push.
Stop loss. Like this. When is Shafiq going to do a webinar with his 1 minute trading? Answer.
DM him for mentorship.
Like once I finish writing my
PDF?
London Open PDF.
Another PDF.
Yeah,
Another one.
like Kevin, like what Kevin did, that was amazing. I'm just gonna, you know, add a little bit more of my own. Then I'm gonna sell it for $5,000.
Oh,
Nice.
shit. I'll buy it.
Does it come with a terminal?
But of course, yeah, you're gonna get a download link of IC Market, so you know you're getting exactly what you paid for.
Okay, so we're gonna get to, this is 7:15 a.m. right now.
Yeah, so there we have that push down into that zone. Just tapped it.
I think we're gonna get a little push. I think we're gonna get enough push.
7:30, you'll get a push.
Yeah, see, because
7:30
it
and
tested the
7:45.
EMA as well,
Yeah,
and I think
7:30 and 7:45.
this week will get filled.
Right. So 7:45, you're gonna start to see consolidation. At 8 a.m., you're gonna get the push. So if you look on the 5-minute 7:45, you're gonna have 3 candles of consolidation, and in the last 5-minute candle, you're gonna have a huge move that's gonna start. If you drop into the 1-minute frames, you're gonna find that you're gonna have about 10 minutes of consolidation candles, where the candles are similar size, not necessarily body, but wicks. So now you're gonna start to see it, and you're gonna have that push.
So this
So
is,
see, your 7:30 candle started it, and now your 7:45 candle now will be the one that's going to make the move.
So if it goes back down, that's where you take buys.
yeah.
It probably won't. What I found likely, if it does go back down, then for the first 15 minutes of the 8 a.m. candle, it's going to be a drop, and then it's going to recover after that.
Okay, this is 8 a.m.
Yes, correct.
So if there's a
You're coming up
touch,
at it right now.
The first 15 minute, like in the first 15, 30 minute, it never pushes.
That's right. Usually at 7:30 and 7:45, you get that initial burst. 8 o'clock consolidates a bit, and then 8:15, 8:30, you get a push again. And then 8:45, you get consolidation because we're coming to the new 4-hour candle. And then 9 a.m., you get that push, and then based on sort of where we are with the equity markets, but you're using the pound JPY, so you don't have to worry too much about that.
Okay. So 5 minutes. Oh, nice.
Yeah, you see how it goes back and it consolidates? That's why I'm saying, like, you might have a drop all the way to like 8:15.
Yeah. So this is 8 o'clock.
Right. So now if you watch the next 15-minute candle, that sort of gives me direction for the rest of the morning.
This should fill the window. This should fill the window. Yeah. Go down. Come into my zone, baby. Oh.
Nah, that was too soon.
Oh yeah, I know.
Too soon, Junior.
Like those Chester Bennington memes I sent last night. God damn.
No, it's Fast and Furious, the original one, when they're at Race Wars. Too soon, Junior. Johnny Tran. Yeah, you still have consolidation.
So 5 minutes, yeah.
Okay, take buys now. Hey, it's not going to test the 50 MA because we got a support over there as well.
50 lot? Oh my God.
Well, TJ did 100 lots on 150K, so we
That's why I just looked, because I looked at the balance and I looked at the 50 lot and I looked at like how many positions. I'm like, oh.
like,
Wow.
He did it on live, and we're on simulation.
I know, but still, it still makes me nervous with that account balance and those lot sizes. If you had like $500,000, I'd be like, yeah, no problem. We can ride drawdowns and do whatever the fuck we want. But man,
yeah, but like if
150K.
Yeah, but if all these hit stop loss, we lose like 20 grand.
Oh, okay.
If
Is that
it
it?
hits stop loss, it's a signal to take more buys, more position.
Beat the market one more time.
Okay, so this.
Ashkan saying you guys were wrong. He's saying down.
Yeah, Ashkan is saying down.
Yeah, he's been saying down for the last like 45 minutes
Because
on the simulator.
FTR or what? Well, all I see is 4 hour, right? Because we went up.
4 hours should get filled.
Yeah, exactly. Next 4 hour is a fill.
Look at these patterns. We got bulls, then we got consolidation, we got bulls.
Yeah.
That's what
Another bull, most probably.
If this wick is going to get filled, that coincides with the market open too. So boom.
Yeah, but you also remember you're trading the pound JPY. We don't really care about the equity market for US.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck about that.
You have to be more aware of London closing. I think that's where you'd be more concerned.
If this closes bullish, we're going up, no problem.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Yeah. So what are we at? 8:30? What are we at? 8:45?
Yeah, this is 8:30.
Yeah. Okay. So now this should start the start of the bull run.
If this closes bullish, that would be a proper confirmation.
Correct.
Because we took buys like after three black, 3 bear candles, doesn't make any sense. But if this closes bullish, that makes sense. Like that's a confirmation to go off.
Okay, so this is 8:45.
Okay, take more buys. Take more buys.
No. We like our margin is good. We're okay. Chill, man.
Shap also does account management if you want.
No.
Full margin, guys. Go. Let's go. Don't worry. More buys.
No, that's how he tripled his account on Friday. Like, it was
Oh, I believe it. Yeah. I just got messages from a whole bunch of people. People did like triple their account. Like a whole bunch of people.
Friday was amazing. Everybody made money.
insane. I was like, what?
On Friday, every time at the London Open consolidation, I just kept on taking more sells.
Yeah, see, okay. This is the 4-hour open now. Okay, let's pause this.
Wick bell.
This is 9 a.m. and this is 1 hour and this is 4 hour. So it's just going to be in the middle here.
Can you go back to the 1 hour? See, like, if it, okay.
This bear candle is what Javier is going to call a inside candle. Or whatever he says it. You know, he just says it's in, brother, this is inside candle. It means up. Like, okay.
Is that true? So that inside candle usually represents sort of just liquidity?
Yeah, so like this represents like kind of like consolidation type thing.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I have to start watching that. It's the reason why I'm always learning.
Yeah, you just got EMAs to learn and you'll be perfect.
Yeah.
I've been dabbling with them. I'm not gonna lie. I'm succumbing to peer pressure because you guys are like EMA crossing. I'm like, all right, cool. I just see
I'm
you
just
going
gonna
up.
keep talking about them from now on.
Go to the 15-minute, Rakil. 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, we're flying.
Yeah, you should have taken more buys.
We're going to fly up.
Take more buys, please. Come on, we got equity from our profits over here.
Yeah, but if it pulls back to correct for just a minor one, you don't want to get stopped out of your other positions,
No,
right?
take it without any stop loss.
Even better.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Very
So
good.
now what's the plan? Are you see like we almost tapped that zone? See, that's what freaks me out when we tap that major 4-hour zone.
Yeah. But Ted, like you gotta start looking at like how the wicks tap each other. Like
Yeah.
like the wicks always complement each other. So if you see this wick, it's gonna come and tap this. Like,
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying. So it's going to tap that zone, but what I'm saying is even if it taps it to the smallest point, it's still gone into that level. Like I'm not looking for it to fill that entire zone. That's sort of what I'm trying to figure out. Like as soon as it comes to that price point, even if it comes like within like 10 or 15 pips, I'm closing. Like that's sort of my philosophy, is because I've seen it happen so many times where we tap that price zone at resistance levels and then it pulls back hard because it's like that's almost like a premium price intraday, right? That's what I'm looking at. Like as soon as it goes to that price level, I'm like, I'm gone. And a lot of times I notice it'll still push through later on, but for that moment it's like I'm just securing profits. Like I'm just securing the bag.
then we
That's what I do. As soon as it enters that range, I
What's
start
the price
looking
right
close.
now?
You're at like 900s, right? And then you're at 134. So that's also a psychological price level, right? Like,
yes.
So if it goes to 134, close all these buys and take sell because that's a zone. And also it's a round number. I don't know what round number means, but
psychological. It's psychological.
And see, look at this Batman.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, so close. Yeah, so I close right there. Yeah, there you go.
Oh shit.
Okay, now it's time to take
200 lots
full
now.
margin sales. Full margin.
How does the 5 minute look?
Yeah, I don't like. What'd you guys just do? Like no confirms. Let's go. I would have at least waited for the 5 minute candle to close.
Yeah, I would have waited for it to close, and the next one should close.
Look
at that candle.
Because you got to get wick entries.
Oh, that's true. Forget confirmations. Ignore that.
Well, Cara and I are like, we're the conservative ones. We're like, I don't know if we should do that. You guys are like, yeah, fuck it, go.
But it should come
No,
back
it's
to that
because this
14.
is the Batman pattern. Look at this Batman.
I don't know what the fuck Batman pattern is.
Neither do I, but it works. So it's gonna go down.
The Batman pattern. As good as my McDonald's pattern. It makes it large.
Okay, so now this is
Oh shit, half a mil.
this is Adil's favorite pattern right here.
What is that?
The kangaroo tail.
What the fuck is this shit?
This kangaroo tail means going down to touch the
Yeah,
hit
that's a
14,
that's a nice rejection
That,
candle.
yeah.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
look at that
like-
wick
Yeah,
entry.
you've tapped into a brand fresh new zone.
yeah.
So like Sheryl Crow says, the first cut is the deepest. Now we're going all the way down the other way.
Yes, we're gonna retest this EMA as well.
Yeah, let's go.
Yes,
That's
correct.
We're
Look
gonna
at that
go
video.
back to the green area.
Correct. I agree.
So see, at this point, you don't want emotions to play games with you. That's what TJ is great at.
Well, yeah, because if you're looking sensibly and you know sort of market structure, you'll realize that we should drop a bit. You know, it depends on if 134 was a key price point, right?
Yeah.
Like you're in a safe spot anyways. Even if it does go retest, you'll close before it gets to that point. You'll still close in profits.
Yeah.
Like basically you're gonna get to probably you're at like 560,000 now.
Whoever is typing, just like don't type and enjoy the show with popcorn. Because the only analysis is that's going to test the 14 EMA. That's the only analysis for me. So
Yeah, it's gonna come back down.
Nah, at least it's gonna go test the 51.
It
Because
might do, but I
coincides
would
with
look at the
this.
14 first.
Yeah, but also see it just touched a big major zone, so and
And-
that 15-minute candle that closed like a little lollipop. Yeah, that one gives me lots of confirmation.
It does, but I just take it from each step to the next step. So I look at the 14 first, and then look at the 50 next.
Yeah, that's sort of what I was looking at too. Like when we hit like 600,000, I'd be closing there. Like I don't know, because I also look at the time that we're in the market. Like what's the time now? Like 9:45. Yeah. So like I mean now, London closing is coming up, stuff like that.
This is 10 a.m. right now.
Yeah. So like that's why. Like I mean, you're gonna have London reversal too. So
Yeah.
you might get to that green zone, but I'm comfortable. Like I mean, you guys are going for $1 million, so I mean I'll let it run. But like I'd be good here because I just played both sides.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
another thing I don't like doing. I don't like playing both sides. I don't like taking sell positions and buy positions. Like in the market, if I'm looking for one side, I'm gonna either take a buy all morning or a sell all morning. Like I'm not gonna play off both.
But 14 EMA, tell me.
I know.
It's gonna
I'll have to
touch.
learn.
It's gonna touch. Watch.
It's
Okay.
gonna touch it 100%. It always does.
It'll touch, it'll go up, leave a wick, and then the next candle, that's where you go.
But
You take more
like,
positions.
okay, so looking at this wick right now, don't you consider that almost a touch? Like, are you looking for an exact touch?
Yeah, like an exact, like kind of like it hammers it down.
Okay, I see what's happening. Yeah, okay, makes sense. Because
But-
I always look at ranges. I don't look at for a specific touch because I'm always thinking like you're never going to get it exactly. Like with with like price zones and support and resistance. Like if it comes close, like right over here, I'd be like, I'm good. Like that's good enough for me. Like it's gone to the level that I wanted it.
I'd have considered that a touch to be honest.
So Rakil, take more cells here. More
No,
cells.
no.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
Yeah, see, like I look at that wick from the previous 15 candle, and I look at that as a touch. And now this is just a wick fill, and yeah, there you go. So it touched.
Right there.
Okay.
It's going to go to touch the 51.
Okay, so I'm gonna close like half.
No,
Okay.
why would you do that?
I secured my back.
we're ruining Shaft's life here. He's like, no, stop this.
Look at this.
Oh.
Like we pierced through that one,
Shaq made more money than me. Oh.
Exactly. Yeah, like you guys, I don't know, like I wish I understood this logic. Like I understand it, but I don't understand it because I'm always looking at probability, and you guys are just like, no, it's just gonna do it. And myself mentally, because I'm such a logical, analytical thinker, I'm like, how is it gonna just do it? Like there has to be some sort of science behind it.
Wicks don't
And-
lie. That's it.
Yeah, I know. We made that up. Like that's originally what I talked about. That's my first iteration.
No,
But
actually,
but
the,
what
the
I'm
thing is, Batman doesn't lie. See?
I still don't know what
But
the Batman pattern is or how you draw it or see it. I have no fucking idea.
Like it's
Yeah.
basically the two wings of a bat.
Oh, okay. I think
Yeah.
I was thinking of like Batman, like the guy in the comic book. Like I was trying to figure out where's his head and his body.
No, Batman
Where the
just
fuck's Batman?
sounds better.
Oh, okay. Well, that's whatever. But see, then I'm also looking here, like when you got down to this level, I'm also looking at the time of the charts, right? So we're coming in at 10:15, 10:30, coming towards London close, right? So that's the other thing that I'm aware of too. So I'm aware of like all those other elements, and maybe because I'm overthinking things, that I'm a little bit more cautious now. It was similar to like when I played poker. Like when I didn't know a lot about poker, I would just do stuff. But then as soon as you know a little bit more, you realize in the long term, you're probably doing the right thing a lot more than doing the wrong thing by just guessing. But yeah, we knew we were going to tap into the green zone. But I mean, once again, it's like how much profit do you want? Right?
When is London reversal? It happens at like 11, right?
Well, 10:30 to 11:30 usually.
Okay, so this is 10:15.
Yeah.
How does it look like on the 1 hour?
Yeah, 1 hour would have created a wick, right?
Yeah, this is one.
Oh, okay, so we're just flying down.
Buys.
Buys, yeah. Let's. Three right now.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you may touch. Now,
You always get the buys by the EMA touches.
like right here.
Yeah, that's why I would take buys exactly on the touches because then you minimize your drawdown. Well, any potential drawdown.
Yeah, and it always bounces, does a quick bounce off the EMAs when it touches it.
Does it ever spike right through the EMA? Oh, I guess it does in some instances, right?
Well, what I've seen is from like watching Wakar and Shafiq trade EMAs is that like now let's say we were in an uptrend, right? So it broke the 14 EMA, so that's what I consider as like a minor support, and then
Right.
the 50 would be the major dynamics.
Yeah,
support.
that's like the second barrier.
Yeah, and that's on the smaller time frame, like 15. But on the 1 hour, this 14 is going to be like a hard support if it's.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's why with the retest, I always take the 14 first, and I'll wait for the candle close and see if it goes to the 50. I take it from stage to stage, and I always look at the 14 first.
All right, boys. I'm going to head out. I have a birthday party to go to, so enjoy. It's a pleasure, always.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I have so much fun doing this shit. I can do it all day.
Okay, so this is probably our last trade, and I think I'm just gonna let it run till like we hit stop loss or we hit $1 million.
Close it
Let's
around,
get that.
like if it goes up, it's going up to this resistance.
Yeah. Like,
Because we entered a bear market with these big bear candles, and this up would be just a liquidity pull.
oh. Like till here?
No, below that. Below.
Yeah, a little below. I'd say that.
Yeah, the open of this black candle after the Hold up, let me just annotate. This one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 778.
Toward that top range as well.
Even if it goes till here, they'll be blessed.
Yeah, but I don't think it will because this would be just a retracement. The Prasa.
Oh, that is nice.
I think we should close the buys here.
Yeah, I'd close it.
Close it. See, it didn't break the resistance.
I don't want to close right now.
No, it didn't break resistance. So we're just gonna go back down. This was liquidity.
Yeah,
like,
no, that's good.
Close the buys and take a sell over here.
So.
I'm in two minds.
Like just close the buys and take a sell. Yeah, like take sells now.
This is the last 15-minute candle.
Yeah, this will go down because the hourly retrace stop, and it's not going to leave a big wick on the hourly.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right.
That makes sense.
It's going to close to the nearer to the 14 EMA.
Like you're visualizing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like take sells here.
Yeah, I like
and
that.
we're going to hit a million. Like
actually, small.
That was small.
Go back to the 1 hour, Rakil.
Yo.
Close. Yo.
No. It's gonna touch the 14 EMA on the 1 hour, and then it's gonna go back up to leave a wick.
I think I see the 1 hour.
I'm gonna close it like 1 million. Right here. It's closed.
Webinar, the goal is done.
Yes. Yeah, webinar is done. So now the London reversal is just going to be like a reversal of what happened at London close.
Oh, see?
Oh,
look at that.
Oh, you're right.
Now it's going to go back up, leave a wick on the 1 hour.
Never be afraid to leave money at the table.
So just take full margin buys and then just like call it a day.
We could. We definitely could. But the question is, should we?
Yeah, like a 2 pip stop loss.
2 pips is GJ.
3 pips, just below the EMA.
3.
Oh, no. Take more buys. No. Buys. Okay, sounds good. Looks good.
That looks exactly like your charts.
Yeah, that looks exactly like your charts.
Yeah, it's not going to break that wall, so we're going up. But
that looks exactly
we just created our own support and resistance.
Man, 100 lots are blessed.
Like if it goes up, just close it at the 14 EMA when it touches the upstairs 14 EMA.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, what's up? Who is this?
It's Killian.
Killian?
Yeah.
Bonjour, Tabaknak.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Oh, did you eat Billy?
Yeah, 10K to $1 million.
Oh man, that's crazy. Again.
Okay.
In 1 day.
Like the moment it touches the EMA, close it.
Yes, we good. Okay. 3 pip stop loss and 10 pip take profit. Perfect.
Man, that's crazy. Well done. Well, I have to go, guys. See you later.
Okay.
See you later.
See you later.
See you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, guys.
I want 2 million.
This was a really good webinar. Probably like the best we've done so far.
Yeah, 10,000 to how much?
10,000 to 2 million.
1.2 million.
1.2 million. And it was all support resistance.
Yeah, all
And
support and
EMAs.
resistance, zones, EMAs.
Yeah. Someone's asking me if this was intraday.
No,
No,
of course.
this was over a
How
month.
many days was it?
This was like this
12.
was market open, and this is what?
This is London
New
close.
York session?
Yeah, London close.
That's like how many hours? Like 17?
17 hours, yeah. Something like
Oh.
17 hours, yeah. It was blessed. It was very good.
If
I'm
anybody
probably
blows their account on Monday, just DM Shafiq for account management.
Yeah, I'm probably going to rewatch this tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Ted gave some
Because
interesting knowledge.
Yeah, Ted
It
gave
doesn't
a lot
make
of knowledge.
sense.
And Ted gave a lot of knowledge. Yeah, it's true. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, it's true. But like the thing is, if someone's asking what is FTR,
Yeah, I don't know that either.
Ashkan is the master of FTRs and BTRs and GTRs and all those.
Everything is ours. He's the master.
Okay, guys, this is brilliant. I'm gonna go get a haircut. And no, the recorded version is only available to those people who paid just a little bit. It was like $10, $20, or whatever that was. So yeah, I'm gonna buy a house with those $10. Okay. Okay, guys, have a good one.
See ya.
All right, man.
Okay, take care.